BS Show, Season 3, Episode 19. Sean Gankhurst with Justin Chasmore and Adam Tynan. And here I am in this ridiculous Joe Flacco jersey. Of all the fucking Raven jerseys in your history, we're getting Joe Flacco.
Yeah, I figured that would be a nice one for you.
This is Super Bowl MVP, something Lamar will never win in his carear. So I guess it's better than that.
Here we go.
So I guess that is fine. Yeah, I see the Super Bowl logo. Won't be able to buy a Lamar jersey with one of those on it. I promise you that.
I think you should take a bet that Lamar wins the Super Bowl or not.
I'll bet you that he doesn't even get to one.
Doesn't even get to one. Yeah.
I will bet that right now. But that also could be a 13-year bet that nobody has time for.
Yeah.
For all we know. With that said, boys, once again, another tough week. Final week of the regular season here. We're sitting at 70, 71, and 3. We're going to have to save the record last week of the season and hope to have a good playoffs, make it look decent. Gonzo, though, finished what? Gonzo finished very good.
12-5.
12-5, just cooked by a cat all year long on the show.
That's a high seed in the playoffs this year, man.
12-5 is good stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're in the NFC, you're battling for the 1 seed right now.
True.
But with that said, last week of the season, it is tough. You don't know who's playing who's going to actually want to show up and play. But we do have a full slate of games, and hell, got a full slate of 1 o'clock games and a full slate of 4:25 games, which makes it fun come TV time. Unfortunately, Gonzo is retired until next year. The CAC 3 years running without even losing 2 in a row. So ending this year on the win again. But we're going to start on Sunday, and we're going to start in the NFC South with the Falcons and the Bucs. Bucs 6.5-point favorites at home. The over/under is 50.5, and this is a game we talked about pre-show. Chaz, I believe it was you. The Bucs are looking at either the 5 or the 6 seed. But when you look at the NFC, I think that's a conference you clearly want the 5 seed in. You look at the other division winners. You got the Seahawks. You got the Packers. You got the Saints. Teams you probably want to avoid in the first round if you can. So if you get that 5 seed and face the NFC East winner, God knowing whoever the hell it will be, I think that's a matchup you want. With that said, I think the Bucs come out ready to play here and get the dub. I mean, Detroit just didn't even show up last week. Buccaneers with the easy win. Falcons, meanwhile, gave the Chiefs a run for the money. And just like last year, the Falcons continuing to fight to the end of the season. I do think they show up and fight, but I think this Buccaneer team is a little bit too much. 6.5 is a lot. I almost want to take the Falcons to cover that. If I'm going to say the Bucs hold on to win this game by a touchdown and cover that spread, give me the Buccaneers at home here at 28-21.
Yeah, Gank, I'm right there with you. I mean, I think this game for the Bucs is way too important. They understand the difference between the 5 and the 6 here, first of all. And not to mention, the Bucs seem to kind of be hitting a stride here. They got a extra rest for this game. They know how important it is. NFC South. It's going to be weird picking all week with this because divisional games can be very tough, especially 6.5 points. But the way the Bucs look, I have no doubt that I get their 11th win this week. They become the 5 seed, and they're a dangerous team to see in the playoffs. And Tom Brady's just loving how bad the Patriots have been this year. So I will take the Bucs to win. I'll take them to cover. Give me 31-20 Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I'm with you guys on the Bucs, so we're running early. Yep. I mean, for a lot of what you guys said, the 5 seed in the NFC, it's probably the one spot you want to be. Getting the NFC's winner, who we won't know who it is until late Sunday night. For the Bucs, if they win, they're the 5. If they lose and Arizona beats LA, they're still the 5. But I think they want to take care of business here and not have to worry about that late game. Get the win and just lick your chops for your first round matchup against the NFC East. So I'll take the Bucs to continue to cruise here, put up a lot of points again, and be ready for the playoffs. So I'll take the Bucs 31-20.
Jazzy, I like that shirt you got on, big guy. That's nice.
A little BS show shirt.
BS show.
Wish I had one of those.
I told Adam when we got to golf.
Said it as soon as I got there, and I completely forgot.
Joe beats me by 0.5 in the ship and gets a BS show shirt.
He-
Waiting for mine
he,
still.
he had one before me.
Yeah, there's
that's
a lot
true.
of 0.5s on this website right now. You got to be hurting watching that.
It's the hook. Always gets you.
No.
All right, game 2 involves your Ravens, Chaz, who pretty simple win against my Giants, who I honestly didn't even pay that much attention to that game. I'm sure you maybe paid a little attention more than me, or even just a little more something to play for. Now, winning in situation in Cincy against a Bengal team that somehow has won 2 in a row, but we don't know what they're bringing with their quarterback. Ravens 12.5-point road favorites here over under 44.5. Ravens got a job done this week in clinch.
Yeah, I mean, yes, and this is eerily similar to a few years ago, and the Ravens just needed to win, get in against the Bengals at home. They were 9-point favorites and lost, which let the Bills get in. But a different, obviously, Andy Dalton's not there. Different, just feel all around. Ravens got their help last week. Bengals are playing decent football, but I think the Ravens get a win here and get some momentum into the playoffs. Looks like they're playing either the AFC South winner or the Steelers, so get ready for that. But I think they take care of business here. I'll take the Ravens 33-14.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Gank and I have said the past few weeks that the Ravens take care of business against teams they should for the most part. And then they don't necessarily show up against the best ones, but I'll let Gank get into that. I like the Ravens here. I like them to win. I like them to cover. How about the red hot Bengals 2 in a row against another red hot Ravens team? But yeah, no, I'm not gonna really look in too much into this as well. The Ravens have a big day running the ball, and they're clicking at the right time, Chazzy. So it's a dangerous team in the playoffs. I would not want to play them. And I'll take them to win here. Similar score to you, but a little bit closer. I'll go with 31-17 Baltimore.
We're going to be running with the Bulls again, 2 in a row.
Wow.
Yeah, this red hot Bengal team that has been much better without Joe Burrow. That's just going to be my little shade at Burrow because I still don't think he's the number 1 overall pick in the draft. That's something only time will tell still, but looks better without him so far. Just get a little reaction out of Adam on that too. But with that said, I'm with you guys too. I don't like we talked about. I think these are teams that the Ravens, especially with Lamar Jackson since the start of last year, have taken care of. Ravens. This whole team in general has been getting hot at the right time. Their defense is starting to look like the defense we kind of believe them to be all season long. While this Bengal team has been scoring, I think this defense can slow them down. And I mean, we just watched the Texan team with 4 win put up over 30-plus points against the Bengals. I think in a must-win situation pretty much for Baltimore here. Lamar, as they come out ready, I think he's be able to pick this defense apart. I think the Ravens could almost rush for 250 yards on the ground as a team in this one, and I think they take care of business with these. Give me the Ravens 31-13.
Like that one, Jazzy.
Get in the playoffs, huh?
That's it. All right, now to my Giants. Biggest game of the season coming in week 17. 3-point home underdogs to Dallas. Another over-under at 44.5. And, Giants, if I'm not mistaken, lost close to 6 or 7 in a row against Dallas. They had a big losing streak against Philly that they finally broke earlier this year. The Giants getting 3 at home. I think this is a game the Giants snap that streak. I do think the Giants win this one outright. Hopefully Daniel Jones could look somewhat like himself, kind of where he was looking at while the Giants were on that little win streak in the middle of the season, just to get them in a spot in this terrible division to be playing for a division title somehow this week. But Dallas's defense, which has been pretty bad all year and playing better the past few weeks, still not to give them too much credit. I'm hoping the Giants can find a way to score some points against this team. And when it's all said and done, I'm definitely going to take the Giants defense over this Cowboys defense. Hopefully this defense that got the Giants in this position somehow can keep playing strong and slow down what is Andy Dalton and the Cowboy offense that did look good against the Eagles last week, but I take the Giants defense over the Eagles defense too. I'm banking on the Giants defense that has got them to a spot here to come out fired up, make the plays and get the jobs done. Give me the Giants at home, 17-13.
17-13, huh? That's a big one. Nah, yeah, I mean, yeah, I completely agree. I look at this game and see that the Giants are getting 3, and think that's a pretty safe bet because the Cowboys have looked good. But I mean, who have they really beaten the past few weeks? I think I saw a stat. The teams they beat on this 3-game win streak are like 14-28 or something. And I'm not really buying the Cowboys because they're playing a good defense. And I think the Giants want this game a little bit more. They believe in their coach a little bit more. And it's just tailored for them to run the ball, play defense, shut down Andy Dalton, who will struggle against a good Giants D. And if you can contain Zeke, I don't know how good the Cowboys offense will be. So I'll take the Giants to win. I'll take them to cover. And we will see what happens Sunday night in Philly. So give me 20-16 Giants.
We're gonna run with the Bulls, but I'm gonna take Dallas to win.
Still running
3 for 3 running with the Bulls.
Wow.
Yikes.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a really good game. I think Dallas pulls it out at the end. 108 points the last 3 weeks for Dallas, and I know they've played horrible teams, but that is still impressive as hell. The offense is clicking, and I mean we know the Giants' defense is better than all 3 of those, but even if it gets limited a little bit from what they just did, they put up 41, I think last week, and I think this offense is in a groove, and the Giants, they're on a little losing streak. For some reason, I think the Cowboys win this game and potentially find themselves in the playoffs. So I'll take Dallas 23-21.
I was just going to say, if you even just picked the score, I was like, it would be the most Giant Cowboy game ever for the Giants to take a late 21-20 lead of Dallas just to get into field goal range and rip my heart out at the buzzer.
There it is.
Obviously, this year without fans is a little different, but this game being in New York, I think really helps the Giants.
Yeah, outside.
Bad
Conditions.
Can Andy Dalton throw? I don't know. So we'll see.
Yeah. Just give me a windy game where they're forced to run the ball. Just give me
Right.
this Giants rush defense any day of the week in a game like this. But, Adam, let's get one for you. Miami and Buffalo. Fins, 1.5 point road dogs here. We don't have an over-under. I don't know if anybody really knows who exactly is going to be playing for Buffalo. But we got a spread. Adam, how do we feel about it?
Talk to you guys pre-show. This hurts. I can't even pick a push because it's a 1.5, which is tough.
Nah.
And like you said, gang, I mean, obviously completely depends on who plays for Buffalo. If they're playing their starters, I don't know if anyone's beating them right now besides the Chiefs. But I'm going to stick with my Fins, man. I think that they have a lot more to play for. I think they believe in Brian Flores. And if any defense can kind of shut down Buffalo, I think the Fins are up there. You got a divisional game. They probably should have won in Miami earlier this year had Josh Allen not completed a big pass. I think it was to Stephon Diggs very late. And they're playing well. They are buying in, and I'm going to take them to win to get themselves in the playoffs. So give me Dolphins in a tight game. I like the points here. I'll go 27-24 Miami.
Yeah, I actually think Miami's going to win this game too, regardless of what Buffalo does. This game just means a little more for Miami. I do imagine Buffalo, they come in, if they start their starters, wouldn't shock me, but I imagine there's some type of caution they have coming into this game because they got a lot more to lose than they do to win in this one. And, Miami just pretty much has everything to gain. So I think Miami's coming in with a little more will to play, a little more reason to play. And I think that's what gets it done for them. And I'm going to be similar score, similar range. Give me the Dolphins 24-23.
This has never happened, but we're running with the Bulls 4 straight.
Oh my God.
I don't where anything happens.
Yeah, week 17. So
Yeah.
I'm right there with you guys and Gank a lot. What you said. I think the Bills don't really have much to play for because they can't get the one. And as long as the Steelers lose to the Browns, who are 10-point underdogs with Mason Rudolph starting, they can't gain anything. So this game means, far more to the Dolphins. They put themselves in this spot because they got the win last week, gifted to them by the Raiders. But they come into this game against the Bills, and it's a playoff game. And you look on the other side for the Bills, it's not. Bills got Cole Beasley hurt last week in garbage time. I don't think they're going to chance and risk further injuries, the more people in this game if it doesn't matter. So I think the Dolphins get it done because I think the Bills pull their starters at some point in this game. So I'll take the Fins 19-16.
Chaz, is Beasley hurt bad? Like, is he going to miss some time? Or do you know?
I mean, I doubt he plays this week.
Yeah, no, I'll be out this week.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, it looked.
I didn't even know he got hurt.
He
I
got
didn't
hurt in garbage time of the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
But
I didn't watch
Josh Allen got pulled and he was still in. He got hurt.
I think I watched maybe 3 plays of that game total, honestly.
What?
I wonder why.
Football wasn't on the radar that night. All right. No, got lucky. We started our show here with a lot of games, some playoff implications, but it's week 17. There's going to be some that mean nothing. And now here's one of them, the Vikings and Lions. Lions 7-point home dogs here. High over under 54.5. Sad news, Dalvin Cook. That suddenly passed. He's out for Minnesota. I mean, you got 2 teams playing for nothing here. Detroit just got embarrassed to Tampa Bay the week before. But with that said, give me the Lions at home here +7. I think I really have nothing on this game. I don't even know who's starting for Detroit at quarterback. I'm assuming they ain't going to put Stafford out there in this meaningless game the way he's been shaking up the whole second half of the season. But it's more so just I think Detroit doesn't want to end the season on that loss like they had to Tampa Bay. I imagine they want to come out and have a little something better to taste under their mouths going into the offseason than that blowout. And I just think they come out at home. And 7 just seems like a big spread in a game that means absolutely nothing. So I'll take the 7. Give me the Vikings to win the game, though, 28-24.
Well, we are officially not running with this. So I think the big thing, the QB in Detroit, I agree, gang. I don't know what's good there. Matt Stafford could have played his last game as a Detroit Lion. Who knows? That'd be a very interesting offseason story. But I'm going to take the Vikings just because I think that they have a little more pride than the Lions. I think they're a better team. Vikings offense, even without Dalvin, has proven they can move the ball, especially against the Detroit defense that, I mean, just cannot stop anyone. Blaine Gabbert dealing against them to your boy Gronk, gang. So I'm not going to pick them to win. I'm not going to pick them to cover. I'll take Minnesota in a Week 17 game where they think that they care about it more. And I do like the points here. I'll go 31-20 Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm with AT because I highly doubt Matthew Stafford's going to play in this game. I mean, he looked like he was pretty hurt last week, and I don't think there's a point in playing. I think he's going to want to because it's probably going to be his last game. But if he wants to, not further injury for next year, I think he should not, obviously. But the Vikings, got knocked out last week to their final blow. No Dalvin, but we've seen Alexander Madison, and he looks. I mean, he's a spitting image of Dalvin Cook, but he's also really good. So I think the Vikings will be able to move the ball. I think they're going to be able to score. So give me the Vikings 30-20.
Time we're not running with the ball, so God.
Yeah, I'm glad we're not on that one.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good.
Let's see if we are with the Jets Patriots. Once again, another game that really no implications whatsoever in this one. Jets 3-point underdogs in New England here, over or under a whopping 40. And the Jets are locked in at the number 2 pick. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think they could get it up to the number 1. I don't think they could go down to the number 3. And part of that makes me think that, with that said, Jets, they won 2 in a row, playing kind of well recently, and they look like the much better team than New England. I actually think the Jets are going to go into New England and win this one. Just the way they're playing, they seem like they want it a little more at this point of the season. They're definitely the better team than the Patriots from what I've seen the past couple of weeks. And who knows, Belichick also, kind of nothing to lose. He ain't getting fired there. And maybe he doesn't mind either. Another loss at this point of the season, get as high a pick as he can. It's Belichick. He has if he wants to lose, I'm sure he'll have no problem losing. I don't think he wants to lose, but he will do what's best for his team. I mean, everybody thinks crazy thoughts about him. Whatever he does seems to work out, and it's right. So give me the Jets to stay hot in New England. I got them winning outright in this one, 20-17.
Yeah, Gank, I like where you're at, man. I agree. I don't think Belichick has too much to play for here. And it seems like the Jets have a newfound life for the past couple of games with Adam Gase. I can't imagine it's going to save his job. But man, would it be such a Jets thing if Adam Gase came back? It would be legendary if that happened. But I'm going to take the Jets to cover. I actually think the Pats will find a way to win this game. I think it's going to be ugly, not fun football. The least meaningful game in New England Week 17 for a while in the recent history because, I mean, man, the Pats just don't have a very good roster here. And I'll take the Jets to cover, but Patriots to win. I'll go 21-20 New England.
Yeah, we are not going to run with the Jets. Sorry. I'm going to take New England to win. I just think Jets going into Foxborough in a game that I mean, obviously the Pats have had a bad season. They're 6-9, but I think Bill Belichick's going to want to win this game, and I think the Jets 2 straight wins. Yank, you're right. They are locked in at the 2. They can't get the 1, and the Texans I think are the 3 and have 4 wins, so they can't fall to the 3. But I just think the Patriots are going to win this game, and Jets, got their 2 wins. They're locked into at the 2, but Pats get a win 10 this season. I'll take a thriller. Pats 14-10.
14-10.
God, if that doesn't excite you, Week 17 is some meaningless football.
So if the Texans are the 3rd overall, that means the Finns get it.
Well, it's Miami's, yeah.
Yeah.
It's Miami's pick, no matter where it is.
Yeah, no, I know. I was just thinking that is insane. The Finns are going to
Miami's more than likely going to be picking top 5 in this draft.
Yeah.
That's fucking.
And then have their pick.
That is crazy, man.
Yeah, it's wild. They did something right.
Yeah.
All right, Chaz, back to your AFC North here. Steelers 9.5-point road dogs in Cleveland over under 42. Mason Rudolph officially named the starter. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's the starter this week. With that said, this game, a gamble, division game like that, I'd stay away from. But the Browns do need it, so I'm going to take them to win and cover this one. I can't imagine the Steelers really putting anyone out there of any value to this team going into the playoffs. And I can just see the Browns kind of doing whatever they want on the ground, running the ball, controlling the clock and the whole tempo and speed of this game. So I'm going to take them to win and cover. Not much on it. I don't expect the Steelers offense to do much with Rudolph. So I'll take the Browns 24-13.
Yeah, so I mean, gang, I like the Browns to win here. I think the Steelers cover though. Who knows who's playing in this game, like you said. So I am not going to lock anything around this game, to say the least. But I don't know. The Steelers just kind of played the Browns well, and the Browns are in a funk right now. Obviously, they've been hit by some COVID related problems, but I don't know if they're going to blow out the Steelers here, because the Steelers have more pride than that. And, they play the Browns well. The record against them the past 20 years is disgustingly good. So whatever the hell it is, Ben Roethlisberger hasn't lost to them in like 15 years, some shit like that. But either way, I'll take the Steelers to cover, but Browns do win and get into the postseason. Give me 21-17 Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm with Gank here. I'll take the Browns to cover. Like we said with the Bills, we don't know. I mean, the Steelers can't really gain anything, and I mean, unless the Bills were to lose and no Big Ben, I think the Steelers are content. They won the North. They're probably going to be a 3 seed, and the Browns obviously horrible loss to the Jets, and I mean they have a chance to make the playoffs. This is a big deal for the Browns at home, divisional game. I think they're going to come out ready to play. They're going to play all 4 quarters, and we can't say the same for the Steelers. So I think the Steelers starters once again get pulled early. Browns, I don't think they let up. I'll take the Browns 27-10 and make the playoffs. Just something.
First time in like 20 years.
Something we have never seen.
Something we have never seen. Yeah, it's incredible.
Wild.
It's 2020 though,
2020.
and I still can't win a ship.
2020 couldn't even get Gank a ship. That's when
That's tough.
there's some voodoo going on over there.
It's unbelievable. Last game of the 1 o'clocks, and other than obviously for me, Giant Cowboy game, I think one of the more intriguing games of this 1 o'clock slate, and that's the Titans and Texans. Titans, conference championship game last year. Probably find a way to still make the playoffs this year. Not clinched yet, though, going into week 17. They were 7.5-point favorites on the road here. High over under 56.5. But with that said, I'm going to take the Texans plus 7.5 at home for sure. I mean, for one, starters, it's not like, we ain't worried about them tanking for a draft pick. Their draft pick's gone. We just talked about it. It's in Miami. Two, you see J.J. Watt in that post-game interview last week, essentially calling out teammates, obviously, without saying any names, hoping to get this team fired up. And I think that could be enough when a guy like that speaks the way he did. I think that could get a team going, especially at home against, I think you want to play spoilers after that. Titans fighting for a playoff spot. Texans have a chance to maybe ruin that. And not for nothing, this Titans defense has been pretty bad all year. The Texans, bad loss to the Bengals last week. But we saw that Watson was able to move the ball and put up points. And I imagine that he said put up the points and keep up in this one. 7.5 is a lot of points in this game. I think Watson keeps this one close. I think it turns into a fun shootout. So it'll be one of the more fun 1 o'clock games to watch. Give me the Titans to squeak it out, though. I mean, we watched them last year. They went on the little playoff run. I trust them winning these big games a little more based off of what I saw last year. But the Texans keep pace and keep this one close. I'll take the Texans to cover and the Titans to win 31-28.
Yeah, I actually looked at this line. I'm still not sure with that hook. It is a dangerous line to bet, I think, because no one on the Texas defense is going to stop Derrick Henry. I think we all can agree to that. The Bears ran all over him, so that's just one. That's one reason why.
Bears are running all over everyone. That's why I'm
apparently not. David Montgomery, league in rushing.
Wow.
How about that?
What?
1,000 yards. Yep. You like that? Because he's just been going on. But either way, I'm gonna take the Texans to cover here as well. But Titans get a dub. Fun game, but Deshaun Watson against the bad defense, he will put up points. So I see them staying in it simply because of that. And Gank with your hook, that's why I'm taking the Texans to cover. Similar score to you, but I'll go 34-27 Tennessee.
Yep, we're running with the Texans, boys. And I really want to take the Texans to win this game.
I do too.
But I'm not going to.
Just got to pick covering.
Yeah, we have Texans covering. I think J.J. Watt's message last week of just ripping into the Texans, I think they're going to be ready to play this game. Obviously, they've been bad all year, but Tennessee's defense is just, like you guys said, is just horrific. And the Texans can put up points. I mean, Deshaun Watson, even though, they're 4-11, Deshaun Watson is having a very good season. 30 touchdowns, 6 picks, like 4,500 yards, like very quietly. And I think he's going to be able to score here. And like I said, I really want to take them to win, so it would have the Titans missing the playoffs, because nothing would give me more joy than to watch that team miss the playoffs after their 5-0 or 6-0 start or whatever it was. But I'll take the Titans to win. I think it's an absolute shootout. Give me the Titans 33-30.
Jazz, what's funny about Deshaun Watson? Like, I've seen highlights of their games, and he just looks miserable on the sidelines.
Oh, horrible. Yeah.
You can tell that guy knows he's way better than the team.
Yeah.
And they're just run so terribly and will be run terribly. And I think he just signed an extension, right?
Yeah.
He got paid. He just got paid before the season. So, man, that's tough.
Doesn't help that he can turn on an Arizona game and he's watching D-Hop be top 3 in almost every receiving category in the NFL too. But
also, real quick, doesn't have to do with the Texans. The Bills just got word they are allowed to have 6,700 fans for the wild card game.
Let's go. That's awesome.
Oh, that is excellent.
Broken.
Oh, Bills Mafia.
Hell
Here's
yeah.
the thing. 6,700 people are going to go in the game, but fucking 35,000 people are going to show up for the tailgate.
Oh, yeah.
And that's all that matters.
Those parking lots be pumping.
Yeah. It's going to be excellent.
Yep.
All right. Second swing of games here into the 425s. And the first 2 ones are going to be big ones for you. So we're going to have you start with both of them. But the first one ain't your Bears, but it's one that affects your Bears big time. It's the Cardinals and Rams. Rams 3-point dogs at home here, over under 41. Like I said, Adam, this game, and we got your Bears after this, but both these games mean a lot for your Bears. So I want you to take these next 2 first, and we'll start with the Cardinals Rams.
Yeah, so obviously no Jared Goff in this game, and that was it the XFL guy John Wolbert starting, whatever the heck his name.
Yeah.
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 The crazy part about this game is you got McVay versus Kingsbury, which obviously McVay is a fantastic coach. I don't think Kingsbury's very good. And then you got Kyler versus this backup Q. I've been on the Rams all year, and I've been kind of off the Cardinals, so I'm going to stick with that. Maybe a little wishful thinking because I need them to win so the Bears get in. But I trust the Rams defense and Sean McVay in maybe not a playing game, but I don't think they want to let this game go and lose to a Cardinals team who McVay actually is 7-0 against so far in his tenure with the Rams, looking to go 8-0. I just see a much better coach and a much better defense in a really big game. The Rams run the ball. They run the ball well. They play really good defense. They shut down Kyler. And it's an ugly win, but a win at that, especially getting 3. I like the Rams here. I will go 20-16 LA.
Yeah, I'm actually with you, Adam. And when I look at this game, and the Rams defense is the first thing I look at. Yeah, Kyler has been good, and not to go complete Lamar with him, because I have seen Kyler throw his team back into the game and win a game. But I will go like this. This is the biggest game of Kyler's young career so far. And, even when I want to go back to his college days, his year at Oklahoma and some past games, I still don't know if I completely trust him in a game like this. And it all goes back to the Rams defense too, like we talked about. They've been very good all year. And when you got a guy like Aaron Donald that's leading that very good defense, I almost think he could cause enough problems for Kyler, and I almost think this Rams defense will make enough plays to, even with the backup quarterback in, put their offense in good enough spots to find a way to just manage the field and get the points they need to steal this win at home, even without Goff. So I'm going to take the Rams to win this game outright. Also, I think their defense makes some plays, biggest difference. I think Kyler might struggle in a big game like this with Aaron Donald on the other side of the ball. So give me the Rams 24-21.
Yeah, guys, we're running again. I like the Rams. And even with a backup quarterback for the Rams, we just saw the Cardinals lose their backup quarterback at home in a game for the Cardinals on prime time. And we saw that offense struggle, and we saw the defense not play great. CJ Beathard threw 3 touchdowns against them. And now they're going on the road in a must-win game to one of the best defenses in the NFL. And, yeah, no Jared Goff, no Cooper Kupp, but I think this is going to be a run-heavy game for the Rams. Cam Akers, I think, is back. So should be a heavy dose of him. And I think, this Cardinals team just beat the Eagles for their last win, and we see how bad the Eagles are. So I think this Cardinals team is just simply not as good as their record shows at 8-7 even. And I think this Rams defense is going to know they're going to have to play well, and I think they're going to play well. So especially at home, I'll take the Rams to win 20-17.
Well, boys, first of all, love that. Love that the boys are on the Rams. But also, the Cardinals finished 8-8. Is it that bad of a year for them?
No, that's a good year for them.
Yeah, that's a good year for them.
That's definitely a good year for them.
Crazy, So
that's a good year for them. You kind of know what you got in Kyler. You got him a weapon in D-Hop. That obviously that trade works for them. That works. It's just you're 8-8. You want to come more games than a year prior, and you just build that defense up a little. All of a sudden you're 10-11 team, just like that. I think, but. Definitely. Yeah, we'll see. But go Rams, huh?
Go Rams, baby.
But in case the Cardinals do win, now we got this one. Your Bears, 5.5-point underdogs at home to the Green Bay Packers. High over under 52. I don't take this one away too.
I'm trying so hard to not be biased here because the Bears are the Bears. They've looked very good. They really seem like they're buying into running the ball. And I think their defense, the Bears, will come out with something to prove because they got absolutely smoked by the Packers last Sunday night, 6 weeks ago. I think they got blown out. I think the Bears out to play. I think they play pretty well. Mitch plays all right. Maybe throws a touchdown, a pick, plays a Mitch game. But I don't think they even cover this game because Aaron Rodgers and the Packers offense, it just seems almost unstoppable at this point when they have everything going, especially with their new A.J. Dillon package that they got for Gank. I'll take it easy. I had to do one. That's all I got.
That's unbelievable.
Putting up yards. But now, that being said, I don't see the Bears keeping this closer than a 1-touchdown game. I think they play well. It's encouraging if they make the playoffs, they can keep up with the Packers, but just think it's too much Aaron Rodgers, and that's really all it is. So I'll go 28-20 Green Bay, but still a close game and a good one.
All right. No, I said I was never picking the Bears again this year. But ever since I said that, the Bears been on a streak. But I haven't picked the Bears. And I don't know, let it be known now. I love the Bears plus 5.5. Love them. But for your sake
Thank
and the
you.
way the Bears been playing since I've done it, I ain't gonna do it.
My
I'm
man.
gonna do it.
My
So
man.
I'll go to my new favorite bet in this one, and I'm looking at the under. When I look at this game, I think the Bears, for once, maybe they started listening to the show. They found out the common sense that with the defense they have, they're able to find a way to run the ball. They're going to be successful. And we're obviously starting to see that. We look at a Green Bay Packer defense that is decent, nothing above the line, literally average, middle of the pack. And the Bears, I think, can find success running the ball against this defense. Kind of keep the clock rolling, a little controlled this game. When it's all said and done, though, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is probably your front runner for MVP right now, and you are going against the MVP, so I'm sure he could figure something out. That obviously, say get the Packers going, keeps them going. They want the 1 seed; they can get the 1 seed. I do think he finds a way to steal this game at home, but I think between the Bears running the ball and their defense, arguably playing maybe their best game of the year, unfortunately, it's against the Packers, where I just don't think it's enough. Like I said, I do think it stays close. I want the Bears plus 5.5. I'm not going to do it to you, so I'll go to my other favorite bet in this game. I think 52 points is way too much in a game like this. I think the Bears defense cracks down. If they're able to run the ball, that game definitely stays under. But when it's all said and done, Rodgers is still going to be too much in the end. So I'll take the Packers to win and cover for you, Adam, 27-20.
My man. Appreciate you, gang.
Yeah, we won't run. I'll take the Bears here. Like I've been pretty decent picking the Bears recently, and but I disagree with you on the over/under, Gek. I actually really like the over because we know the Packers are going to score. I think they're 35 points a game against the NFC North this year, and the Bears, since Mitch took back over, are averaging 37 points a game, which is absolutely insane. But I think, I mean, they're running the football and it's allowing Mitch to make throws with his arm, and I think, like we said, the Packers are going to score points, and I think this Packers defense doesn't scare me enough to think that the Bears offense is just going to hit a wall this week. So for that reason, because I like the points, I think it stays close. But at the end of the day, I'll take Aaron Rodgers to make one more play than Mitch, and I'll take the Pack 34-31.
But here's the problem with the
65?
You like that?
I didn't even.
Fun football.
I hope so. That's a fun.
That is a fun football game.
Hey, those are just the numbers that have been recently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. 100% right. But if the Bears get stopped running the ball, are they going to commit to it the whole game? What scares me is the Packers come out, stop the run a few times, and then it's just like they abandon it. Hopefully they don't, but I don't know, man.
I personally think, and it may not look like it because Aaron Rodgers is on the other side of the field, but I think the Bears defense, who might see their best game from them this week.
They know they got to play well. Yeah.
Yeah.
They know they need it. Yeah.
Yeah. But like I said, the Packers scored 27 points. It may not look that great, but holding the Packers to 27 points this year is kind of a win too, if they do that. But
well, yeah, it's just how it goes.
yeah.
Rodgers got to lock up that MVP.
Yeah, he wants it.
So.
Yeah. He did a job. I can't be mad at him. He did a fucking job last week.
He threw 4 touchdowns.
Yeah. All right, let's head to the AFC South. Jacksonville at Indy. 14-point favorites at home, over under 49.5. It almost seems storybook for Jacksonville. They started their season with a win against the Colts, have not won since, and here we are, week 17, with them traveling to Indy again. With that said, Indy has way too much to play for. Obviously, two totally different teams in week 17 than any team is in week 1. But when it's all said and done, 14 points is too much. I'm going to go back to my favorite bet of the year that has been treating me very well all year, and that's the Jags on a backdoor cover. Indy is to take care of this game at home. They will win this game outright, but, you know, the Jags, your tank worked. The Jets won twice. You got your number 1 pick. Go give it a fight one last game of the season, and, hey, you beat this team once. Maybe you can steal one twice. I'm not expecting it, but I am expecting them to cover the 14. Give me the Colts to win this one 30-20.
Yank, I agree, man. I mean, first of all, 14 points in the AFC South is just like really crazy to me. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. So I'm going to take the 14 points when I get it. Like you said, they beat the Colts week 1. Remember, we were all shocked, obviously, completely different seasons from both teams after that game. It hurts to know James Robinson, but I agree. 14 is just too much in this game. Big game for the Colts, but I mean, who knows? They could not show up this game, so you just really don't know with them. I will take Indy to win, but I'll take the Jags to cover. Similar score to you, Gank. I'll go 30-20, Indy.
Yeah, let's run with the Bulls one last time with the Jags, huh?
Love it.
Colts, yeah. I mean, Colts are going to win, I think, but 14 points in the NFL is just a lot of points, no matter who's on the field. AFC South, especially, like you said, AT. And I just think it's funny that that one Jags win this year might cost this Colts team a playoff spot. Might come back to bite them in the ass if they don't get some help this week. But I think the Colts win here, and they got to pray someone loses. So we'll see if they get in. But I'll take them to win. Jags to cover 30-17.
Can you imagine if the Jags beat them again and the Colts are missing the playoffs because the Jags have 2 wins? That's against the Colts both times.
I mean, that one win might keep them out if they don't get any help.
Yeah, that's true too.
So.
All right, AFC West here. One of the very few meaning games at 425 here. Vegas and Denver. Denver plus 2.5 at home. High over under 50.5. And Denver all year, we don't pick them to win often, but when they're home dogs, picking them to cover, I feel like has been somewhat successful this year. And I'm going to stick with that also. I do think John Gruden, actually, if there's one guy that could have his team probably somewhat ready to play in a meaningless game, it is Gruden. I think Denver kind of comes out, tries to do what they always do. They're going to win their 6-7 games this season. Maybe start strong, finish strong to give hope into next year. We just know the middle of the season is probably going to be shit. I don't have much on this game other than I think Denver at home just squeaks this one out late. Give me the Broncos 28-24.
We are not running. I like the Raiders here. Fucking Raiders always seem to give me a fucking pain. But I look at this line. I just think the Raiders are a better, much better team. Divisional game, a little scary, but the Raiders won 37-12, I believe, the last time they played. And I don't think the Broncos are believing in my boy Vic Fangio right now. So I'm going to take I look at Gruden, and I think he does get his team ready to play. And, the Raiders are a building team. This isn't a horrible year for them, all things considered. But now it puts the pressure to make the playoffs next year. So I'll take the Raiders to win here. And I don't think Denver comes ready to play. So I'll take the Raiders 27-20.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Gank and take our Broncos at home here. And, I mean, the Raiders, I was all in on them last week, and they royally blew that game against the Finns. And
It's unbelievable.
taking a knee instead of scoring a touchdown, I don't understand it. But I think it just sums up the last few weeks for the Raiders. I mean, it's just been a nightmare and a collapse because they were, 6-3, and now they're 7-8. Like, I mean, they've went down.
That is true. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a quick turnaround.
Quick turnaround. They were looking really good at one point, and I mean, obviously now they're not in the playoffs. But Broncos haven't. I mean, they got blown out by Buffalo last week. Made the comeback against the Chargers to give AT a push. But this week, I think in their home finale, I think Drew Lock plays well to give the Bronco fans a little hope for next year, just to be disappointed again. But I'll take the Broncos to win 23-21.
That is so true. That's exact. That's like
Exactly.
what I was trying to say about the Broncos, like getting that false hope out there going into next year.
Every
The
year.
ideal game to build that up for, too.
Drew Lock did that in the end of last year, and everyone thought he was going to be good this year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Saw that work.
That's it. All right. Next game, probably talk about building hype into next year too, but I think reasonable hype. Chargers traveling to Kansas City. Chargers 3.5-point favorites here. Chiefs already clinched the 1 seed in the AFC. We already know Mahomes ain't playing. I can't imagine the Chiefs really throw any starters out there. Over under 43.5. And With that said, I think this is a little different vibe, though, than the Broncos trying to get a win and game momentum. I mean, you got a Charger team that actually has a quarterback that looks a lot more promising than Drew Lock does in Justin Herbert. And while the Chiefs really ain't playing anyone, I imagine, this game Herbert wants to come out, probably seeing a second string defense for the most part. Why not go pick them apart if you can? Why not beat this team? Get any win you can to try to gain, some little momentum and encouragement going into next year. I think Herbert has a pretty bright future in this league. I think once this Chargers defense, if they can get healthy and stay healthy, get into the start of the next season, could be a much bigger problem than what we've seen from them this year. So I think the Chargers are just travel to Kansas City. Knowing Kansas City ain't really playing, kind of handing them a win. And I think the Chargers are going to gladly go and take it and win this game with ease. I think Herbert plays well. Chiefs obviously totally fine. And whatever happens this game, their focus is already a week down the road from now. So give me the Chargers going to Kansas City and winning this one. I think Herbert puts up some points. I'll go 31-21.
Yeah, again, I mean, I honestly completely agree with all that. I don't have much to say here. Anthony Lynn might save his job. I guess we'll see. But the Chargers might have that. Well, I think they do have their guy, and this might be one of those teams where when you have that good of a quarterback, you just win. Some like the Texans just win games because Deshaun. Well, sometimes. But I think Herbert's one of those cues that just he's going to get the job done. And you're going to win some games. So I like I said with pre-show, I think I love the over in this game because even the Chiefs' backup offense probably puts up points, and Herbert always puts up points. So give me the Chargers to win and cover. I'll go 31-24. Chargers.
Yeah, that's not even the Chiefs' backup offense too. It's more so the Chargers' injury-prone defense that's just going to allow points. I think no matter who they're playing.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm with you guys on the Chargers. I think Herbert is going to finish off his rookie year with a good game here, and give themselves some more momentum into next year. I think obviously the Chargers are happy with that pick. Herbert's playing for his hometown team. It's a good scenario there. Chiefs have nothing to play for at home. They'll take the loss. They got 2 weeks to figure out who they're playing and get ready for that one. So I'll take the Chargers to win and cover 27-20.
All right, now we NFC South here. Saints traveling to Carolina. Saints -6.5 here, over under 47.5. Saints obviously battling, have a slight shot at the 1 seed if everything wants to work out. They need the Bears to win to start that process there, Adam. But with that said, I don't know how much the Saints really come out for this one. I think they'll accept the fact they don't have the 1 seed. But I do think they kind of come out right play. I think we're going to see a lot of Taysom Hill in the pocket. I do think the Saints can jump out to the lead, even if Breeze starts. I think they can jump out to the lead. And we've seen Taysom Hill win a couple games this year, but I think he can hold it. So I do think the Saints cover this 6.5. Panthers really nothing to play for, obviously. But I just don't know exactly what the Saints are going to do. So this is a game I would definitely stay away from gambling-wise. With that said, give me the Saints to win and cover this one. I'll go 24-17.
Yeah, Gank. I mean, I don't think the Panthers can do much against the Saints defense that's starting to play really, really well. And I want to believe in Teddy, and I think Matt Rule's a good coach. I like what I've seen. But the Saints cover this spread simply because they're a much better roster. And, the Saints, they're going to come out to play. Doesn't concern me. I think they want to get some momentum going into the postseason. So I'll take them to win and cover kind of easily here. I think it'll be 27-17 New Orleans.
Yeah, we're running again. We have a lot this week.
We got 9 so far.
Yeah,
Oh,
a lot of running with the Bulls. But, yeah, I mean, the Saints have a shot at the 1. Like you said, they need to win. Seattle needs to win, and Green Bay needs to lose. Obviously, a lot to happen, but the fact that it's still a possibility, obviously they're going to be playing, for the win and not make it close. Panthers, no McCaffrey again. Mike Davis isn't playing. I mean, the Panthers had a pretty bad season, and like you said, Teddy. I mean, it's a question mark there. We'll see how he finishes the year, but I think the Saints want to get a win here and just continue momentum into the playoffs. So I'll take the Saints to win and cover 28-20.
Last 4-25 game here, Seattle and San Fran. Seattle 5.5 point road favorites, over under 46.5. Now they go way back to preseason, as I bring up every week with Seattle, Kansas City's obviously my Super Bowl prediction was those two teams. And I'm kind of going to say right now, going into the playoffs, is that this Seattle defense, once Jamal Adams just came back, has really started to take a turn, I think, here down the stretch. And Russell Wilson he's still Russell Wilson. He's still very good. I still trust him. Little off the past few weeks, but if he kind of finds himself where he was, the first half, 2/3 of this season, I think the Seattle team is real dangerous and real scary heading into the NFC playoffs. And I think hopefully he can get the ship right here. It is a tough 49ers defense he's traveling to. I'm sure the 49ers will have nothing more than play somewhat spoilers, get this win here. But I think Seattle goes into there and takes care of business. I actually like where they're at. I trust Russell Wilson more quarterbacks than not to kind of refine it again. And this defense keeps kind of improving week by week. I think they're a dangerous team in the NFC. I'm looking at it as a two-way race between them and the Packers in the NFC, but I like my odds right now with this team. I think they go into San Fran, take care of business in this one, 27-17.
Yeah, I saw this line. I thought it was a little crazy being as the Niners are so banged up and the Seahawks just been getting hot at the right time. The Seahawks are tough because they keep teams in games because for some reason, I don't know why, either Russ goes off and their defense can't play or Russ doesn't go off and their defense plays really well. But I'm buying them, gang. I'm starting to really buy into a Seahawks-Packers NFC championship like you talked about. And that will be a really fun football game to watch, hopefully. But I think they're going to win pretty easily this week. And I don't see the Niners coming out ready to play yet. I think they had a big win last week. But I'll take Seattle to win and cover with ease here. I'll go 24-14 Seattle.
Not going to run here. I think the Niners, I took them last week. No one thought they were going to win that game, but I said I thought they were going to cover because all the people that were playing were people that had things to prove. We saw Jeff Wilson have a day last week. We saw C.J. Beathard throw 3 touchdowns. Kittle came back, looked good, and the defense played really good. Say what you want, but the Cardinals' offense is not easy to slow down. And the way their Cardinals' offense was playing going into last week is better than what the Seahawks' offense is playing right now. And I think the Niners at home here, I think 5.5 is just a little too much. I think the Seahawks win. I'm with you guys with the defense is playing really well and Russell Wilson, making a run. I think I agree with that. I just think this week the Niners, those guys have another chance to play well, and I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. So I'll take Hawks to win, Niners to cover, 24-20 Hawks.
There it is. All right, and one more Sunday night, and I had the Giants winning, so now obviously my division hopes comes to this one. Washington traveling to Philly. Philly 1.5-point underdogs at home here. Over under 43.5. And we've seen a Philly team that's a completely different offense with Jalen Hurts. That's incredibly been a much better offense with Jalen Hurts. Now he's going against a Washington team that has a pretty damn good defense, damn good front seven, and there's a reason why this team's actually leading the NFC East because it's the whole division, questionable defenses, but their defense, Giants defense, both pretty good, and they're kind of why they're both up there in this shitbag division that it is. With that said, I really hope Alex Smith ain't playing. God knows who we see. I'm kind of hoping that Philly at home just comes out fired up, ready to play. This is more a heart pick. I am not betting this game because I'm just hoping the Giants win, and I have enough of a root and interest. So I'm obviously going to pick with my heart here. But I do think Philly legitimately, especially if there's no Alex Smith, the way their offense has been playing, can hopefully figure out enough, score enough points because I do actually trust Philly's defense somewhat. I think their offense has been putting them in bad spots a lot of times this season. I don't think it's as bad as it looks. So I'm hoping their defense could also make a couple plays. If it ain't Alex Smith, I definitely think they can make a couple plays. And I've seen enough from Jalen Hurts to hope that he can hopefully score enough points against the defense that this would be tough for him to get the job done. Give me the Eagles 23-20.
Okay, I respect the heart pick. I do. I was kind of hoping you'd bet this one, but I'm going to assume you're not. I like they are the best team in that NFC East. They have a really good defense, a scary good front seven, front four. Chase Young, that dude is legit. He can play.
So good.
Could have been a Giant.
Could have been a Giant.
Could have been a Giant.
The Giants lose the Chase Young Bowl.
Yep. I'm buying the football team because I think their defense takes over this game. I'm really not buying Jalen Hurts too much. I think he's a good Q. I think it makes sense for the Eagles to maybe keep him if they can get rid of Carson Wentz with no cap hit. But I don't think the Eagles defense isn't bad, but I don't see their offense putting up enough points here to get them the win. And this game means a lot to Washington. I think Ron Rivera has them ready to go. Their defense comes out, shuts them down, and they get a win, an ugly game, no matter who the quarterback is. So I'll go 20-17 Washington.
Yeah, I'm with AT here. I think Washington, it was just in too good of a spot, and still is in too good of a spot to blow this. And I just think they're a better team than Philly. I think if Alex Smith plays, obviously this Washington pick is a lot easier. And I mean, the sports world will blow up if Alex Smith plays this game. You know, comeback player of the year, wins the division, Sunday Night Football. It'll be a whole fairy tale for ESPN. But I just think the Eagles aren't good this year. I mean, obviously they're 4-10-1, and I mean if they lose now, it's just hurting their draft pick. So I know they probably want to win for pride, but it would definitely be the smarter thing to lose. And like I told you guys, I think Eagles fans would rather see Washington in the playoffs and the Eagles lose this game than them winning and letting the Giants or the Cowboys in. So I'll take Washington either way here, 21-14.
Yeah, luckily, I don't think Philly cares about their draft pick, so they get what they want in their first round, and that's a fucking receiver again.
Yeah, another stud receiver.
Yeah.
Here's what I think with Washington. Their defense is so young and obviously so good. Next year, they'll be better. I think 2 years from now, with where they are, they have a chance to be very good. But what the hell is this team going to do at quarterback? Because Alex Smith is obviously not for long. God knows what he has after this year. And yeah, it's been working when he's in. But, like, once he's gone, what the hell do they do at quarterback? Or are they just going to waste this good defense, kind of like what the Bears have been doing? No offense, Adam, but it's what we're saying.
Very fair. I don't know if it's fair to trash on Smith that much because the guy can put up points, and with a good defense, I think you could win games. Now, can you win a Super Bowl? Very doubtful.
I understand, but at the same time, Alex Smith was drafted over 15 years ago. And like I said, by the time this defense hits its peak, I think it's very good this year. I think it's better next year. And I think we're 2 years from a peak to being, arguably one of those defenses that have been talked about when you look at the fucking 2015 Broncos and, the fucking Ravens back in the early 2000s. Like, they had the young pieces that are already that good playing there. But 2 years down the road, Alex Smith is probably not there anymore.
Yeah.
So I think
they're gonna have to draft a quarterback because
Yeah.
you say, but Dwayne Haskins obviously getting cut, not even claimed on waivers. Like they were obviously messed up.
Would you move up in this draft to get one if you're Washington?
I don't know if your team is.
It depends on how far out Smith being the starter.
I think Washington actually, yeah. If there's one team I trust to have, I think they're the one team that can move up, though. You trust your defense. Your defense is probably good enough to win you a handful of games. And I think you give up whatever you need to on offense almost to, like, get up if you see a guy you want this year to go get him. I mean, you ain't trained enough to get Lawrence, obviously, but
even look at their pieces around him now. Like Antonio Gibson, obviously very good rookie year. Logan Thomas has come onto the scene. They have Terry McLaurin on the outside. You got people around them. If they could just get a quarterback,
that's what I mean. I almost do.
They need one regardless. Alex Smith, obviously, his leg is that thing can snap. Yeah.
If I'm Washington, I almost do anything I can to move up in this draft if you see a quarterback you like that much and to get him. It obviously ain't going to be Lawrence, but I think there's a handful of good quarterbacks in this draft. I do anything to get him because I think this defense is good for a while. Like you just said, Chaz, they got the young talent. Just get them a quarterback that could be consistently decent. And sucks as a Giant fan, but they do have the pieces there to be a good team for years if they could find a good young quarterback to run with them too.
Very good young core.
Yeah. All right, Adam, we need a bet.
What the hell do we even have to bet?
We disagreed on a couple actually towards the end.
Towards the end, yeah.
The first disagreement was the Vikings and Lions.
I'm open to that. Did you have the Browns covered or Steelers?
Raiders, Browns.
I had the Browns covering.
I don't really know if I want to bet that with guys sitting.
What else? Yeah, Raiders, Broncos.
That would be
Always goes back to the Raiders somehow.
I
Always.
so much against you. I really don't want to do that.
They don't have to.
That's, I mean, you want to do Lions Vikings then? Because I really don't.
I got nothing to lose at this point. I'll take my shot with Detroit plus 7.
All right. Yeah, I'd be. That's good.
All right. And as for the bets, Adam, you are first this week when it comes to locks. Good spot to be in a week like this.
Yes, it is. I am actually going to take 2 in one game.
Here we go.
To start, I think you guys will like these ones. I like the Chargers minus 3.5 against the Chiefs, and I like the over there. Like I said before, I think the Chiefs, backup offense against a bad defense could still put up points.
What's that number at?
43.5.
I thought it was something stupid low like that. Okay.
A little scary of how low it is, but got to think Herbert against the backup Chiefs defense is going to put up 30. So I'll take that there. So the minus 3.5 and the over. And then I will go to Seattle and take the Seahawks minus 5.5.
Oh, you bitch.
It's -5 now.
I got 5.5 still.
5.5. Right. They said 5.
Yeah. All right. I will start. I'll go to Houston. I'll take Houston plus 7.5 to start. Sorry, Chaz.
Please agree on protection.
Really want to know.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chaz. Had to do it. Second, Chaz, I'm going to take your Ravens minus 12.5. I think they do what they do and dominate that game. And Adam, I know you're going to like this one. To Chaz, you're going to hate this one, but I'm going to go under 52 in Green Bay, Chicago.
Yeah, boo.
Money on the Bears day, so you can't hate that.
Yeah.
What is it at? 50 what?
52.
All right. Well, I'm going right back to I'm taking the Bears plus 5.5.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh, no.
Oh, that.
You're locking the Bears this time of year.
Yep.
Jazz did say, to be fair, he's been right. He's been actually very good with the Bears recently.
I've been picking the Bears pretty well, yeah. So
Yeah.
I like that. Goddamn. I really want a Houston gang.
That I wrote that one down, had stars all around it, knowing that was my first pick, and Adam didn't pick it.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense. All right, my second one, I'm gonna take. This scares me but I'm picking third, so fuck it. I'll take the Dolphins plus 1.5.
Let's go.
I like it, Jazzy.
Hopefully,
Spins up.
hopefully the Bills fit some guys, and then the last one I will go with. I will go with Cleveland minus 9.5.
Oh, we're everywhere. I like it. We got 4 favorites, 3 underdogs, an over and under.
Yeah, that's a week 17 thing right there.
That is
Yeah.
box at its finest right there. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes, week 17, big one. Next week, obviously, we got the wild card show coming. We got picks for that. And the big part of, figuring out our preseason over-unders with team wins and losses.
How about them Titans and Bills getting it for me, huh?
Yeah, how about it? There's a couple you missed on.
Yeah, let's relax a little.
That one, don't worry.
Let's just wait till we go next week. It's funny because I always just look at it and pick random games, but I refuse to actually sit down and count it up until we do it.
Yeah, no, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
I know I had the over on the Jets, so good job, Chaz.
I will tell you from what I looked before, I believe you were the only one with the over on the Jets while me and Adam had the under.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need the Giants to win too. I have them pushing at 6. Go get that push.
Go ahead, Cowboys. I took the under on that, I think.
No, I think we all went over in Dallas.
I definitely
No. I mean,
Oh,
the Giants.
the G-men. Yeah, that sounds like Chazzy would take the under with the G-men. Yeah,
Jazz take the under.
yeah, that checks out. Come on,
Come on.
I don't know. You got the over, so
fuck.
it's already a loss for you. Should be a good count next week, boys.
Love that.
Till then.